What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Digital Investor page. Today, I want to jump right into talking about what we're witnessing in the world with the automation, with the changes we've seen with the internet over the last year, how people are interacting online, the things they're willing to do online have changed over the last year. And that's going to have direct effects on all of our ways of life. As we witness this fall of this society, this empire, and the rise of something else, we're going to have to adapt. That's really what I want this channel to be about. The Digital Investor is about how we're going to navigate these terms, these different changes in the world to eventually position ourselves for success, because the things we did yesterday won't work tomorrow. Those same things you learned in school years ago will have no relevance on what happens in the future. So we have to really take a step back and see what's going on, and see how these changes are going to affect business. One of the things I've been thinking about lately is how the automation of the world is going to basically wipe out the majority of the workforce. So a large percentage of the population works in some type of labor form, either driving, warehousing, some type of food service. And with automation coming, the existing labor force not wanting to work, businesses are going to start finding other ways to meet customer demand. And that's going to cause people to not have an option when they do decide they may need to go back to work. With that automation, a lot of other things come. So you got to think, if automation is coming, a lot of things are going to be controlled by a small minority. A lot of things are going to be controlled by certain sectors, and there will be little opportunity to break into those sectors. So we're really at a pivotal point in the world where we're going to have to find a way to combat that. I think one of the best ways of combating that right now is building a brand. So if you own a brand during this automation revolution that's coming, you can use these automated services to your advantage. So we've seen partly some of it with drop shipping. Drop shipping, people are not having any product on hand, but making brands and selling product as a print-on-demand service, or through a print-on-demand service. So people aren't relying on inventory printing. They're relying solely on their brand to bring value to the customer. And that's where we're going. We're going to that area with everything, where every area of commerce will be branded. So when you order a toothbrush, you know what brand you want. And if that brand's not available, you're probably not going to have an opportunity as a new company to break into that space and say, here's a new brand that you can use. These are going to be some of the last years that we're able to craft out a brand through social media, through some of these platforms, and position ourselves to vertically integrate into the market. That's really what we want to do. We want to start building a brand awareness, start building these IPs, this content, these different digital assets, so that then you can take them and place them in these different automated scenarios and profit from them and still be able to survive. Another example is dark kitchens. Dark kitchens is something that's there's a kitchen with no front-facing point of sale for customers. They only work through delivery service. So it may be 4, 5, 6, 7 kitchens inside this one kitchen delivering to the area on Uber Eats, on whatever service there is. So in that scenario, all of those companies or all of those restaurants are relying solely on brand. Solely on brand to separate themselves from the competition. They're all working out of the same kitchen. They all have the same materials available to them. They all have the same delivery service. The only thing that is going to separate the successful business owner in that space to the unsuccessful is brand. And that's what we really have to think about. What brands do you own, and how are you leveraging them and using them to your advantage? And that's where we're going to really be seeing things take a turn in the next few years. Blockchain is going to be a big part of this. Owning these IPs, owning these characters on the blockchain, showing you can verify you own it, that you can lend it out to people, that you can license it, that you can do these types of things. And that's all coming on the blockchain. So we have to really be prepared for the changes that are here. They're not coming anymore, they're here. And we have to start thinking about how are we going to position ourselves to grow in this space, and actually brand ourselves so that we can take advantage of those coming changes, or active changes actually, and make those necessary steps to grow these companies and pass them down and have generational wealth. Because as these things progress, as this technology takes steps forward, it's going to get harder and harder to outwit, outbrand, outmaneuver these technologies. We're at an opportune time where these next few years we can really lock in and get a foothold on certain areas and try and make sure those areas are secured. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm building my company, Palm Magnolia, based on creating characters, IPs, branded content, things of that nature, and then vertically integrating them through product offers and advertising. So if you guys are interested in that, follow The Digital Investor. I'm going to start posting updates on how we're working on the company. We got a lot coming soon. But start thinking about your brand. Start thinking about what you can do to create a brand so that you can leverage it in the future. Because if you see what I see in the future, brand is the only thing that's going to matter. Brand has been important so far in the world of commerce in general, but over the next 5, 10, 15 years, brand is going to be the only thing that separates you and keeps you out of poverty almost. You're going to have a brand. You're going to have some type of notoriety, because there's going to be abundance. There's going to be limited resources. Abundance of people needing resources in a limited amount. So you're going to have a brand to capitalize on and be on top of mind to actually capture those who are looking for your services, your products, your offerings. So start thinking about your brand. We're going to be back with another video. But this is where we're going. Check out Digital Investor. I'll see you guys in the next one.